Veteran just under midnight here.
Yeah, we always seem to push the limits of
Right on the
the
edge.
evening.
Veteran just under midnight here.
Yeah, well, we missed a week, so I wanted to make sure we were good and prepared. Took our time with it. Made sure, really polished this one up. There's going to be no mess ups. We're live
Yeah.
on Twitch, so
We're all the way in 2017. It's real now.
yeah. Yeah,
That'll be our last show.
no
Next
screw
week we're going to be like scouring the wasteland for gasoline and ammunition, I'm sure. It's been fun, everybody.
Yeah, it's sure. Fun, we'll go with that. Speaking of fun, Cat Maxwell, you're here too. What's up?
Hi.
Hi, how's it going?
It's cool and good. How about you?
Oh, I'm doing just fine. Cat's off camera. Brian's hogging the spotlight this week.
Yep, this
but
is
she's
about me.
there. Yeah,
He's the pretty one.
the main attraction. Well, Luke Phillips is a great side attraction. Luke, how you doing, buddy?
Side attraction.
I'm sorry, man. This is what it is.
Alright.
I'm looking at the Skype call, and you're right there in the middle. You're like the cream in our Oreo.
Oh, okay.
There it
we
is.
Mm.
I'm fantastic. I'm happy to be here.
Well, we're happy
As
to have you.
always.
And we're also happy to have Aaron Kring, who is done play fighting with his family, and he
Are
decided
we
to join
though?
us. That's a good question. Is he here?
Hey.
Did he die?
So does if Luke's the cream in the Oreo, do I get to be the milk? Just dip y'all up inside me?
You are now. That's Aaron the Milk Kring. That is your new title.
You're all up inside Crane.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Good stuff, everybody. Well, I'm glad you could all be here. Sorry to everyone that we missed last week. It was kind of a crazy week. Everyone was sick, dying, depressed.
I
All
think
the
I
above.
did actually die.
Yeah. Kring's gonna be making good use of that mute switch this week.
I had a birthday.
Yeah.
You had a what?
I had a birthday.
You did have a birthday, and
We all
had-
know.
Oh crap!
You don't know what those are like.
Yeah. Yeah. You got us all sick. You've spread your
Yeah.
sickness to all of us because we all came over to your house to play board games.
It's my gift to you.
It was pretty cool. It was a good time, though. We should have
Yeah,
live
that was a
streamed
lot of
it.
fun.
Yeah, we played some Secret Hitler. We played a lot of Secret Hitler.
Mm-hmm.
I'm bad at it.
Shadow
I'm a
Hunters.
lousy Hitler.
I was a liberal every single time, which
Libtard. This is Trump's America. I can say whatever the hell I want now.
you're not wrong. You're not
CPC.
wrong. Died with Obama. All right, let's not get too political here on our video
all right.
game talk show, but you're not wrong.
Pull back.
Well, instead, let's get into what we've been playing, huh? Let's do that. Where's the music? Here it comes. Are you ready?
No.
Alrighty. We
Tyler,
have been
before we
playing
get
some
started,
stuff.
can
Yeah.
Before we get started, can I say something? I
may.
appreciate how giddy you were when you hit that switch.
Yeah, you like
to,
that?
to start that music. You
Oh.
really seemed to have enjoyed that.
Yeah.
So,
Really selling it.
Well, that's just because I'm so excited to talk about games. No.
Tone it down just a little bit.
All right. All right. I'll try to rein it in here a little bit.
What are we talking about first?
Well, I want Brian to tell me about some pit people, and I'm going to put it up on the screen right about now-ish.
Persons.
Yeah, pit persons. Tell me all about
I
that
played some
stuff.
Pit Persons. That's a new game from the Behemoth. They're the ones that gave us Castle Crashers, Battle Block Theater, Alien Hominid. So they've got their own real distinct art style, and they're always kind of lighthearted and this real cartoony look to them. And Pit People's no different. It's a strategy RPG. So, Jesus, think like Shining Force, Final Fantasy Tactics. Can someone name one from the last 20 years?
Tactics Ogre.
The last 20 years. Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem.
There you go.
Yep. So it's that kind of thing, but you move your people around and you don't give them commands and tell them who to attack or what spells to use. You just move them, and they just walk up and punch whatever's there when they get there. So, like, you issue all the commands, and then everyone moves at once and punches, like whatever's in front of them at once. So it's real light. I'm not sure if I'm the target audience for this because I like my games to be serious business with a capital S, but it's got that like great music and just kind of fun, humorous, lighthearted vibe, and I'm into it so far. It just went into early access on Steam, so it's not complete by any means, but yeah, so far so good.
If I'm not mistaken, is the premise not that there's like a giant space bear that's carrying some kind of space goo that crashes into Earth and destroys it and goo gets everywhere?
Yeah, that does seem to be part of the opening cinematics, and there's green bear goo raining down from the skies. The narration is excellent. It's Will Stamper, the guy who did the Battle Block Theater narration.
Oh, there you go.
And,
Yep.
like, narration's just great. Like when you get 2 kills in the same turn, he's like, double kill! It's fantastic.
I absolutely love the whole style and everything of these games.
My wife and I played some Battle Block Theater this week together, and at the end of every stage, you're given a letter grade. We've been getting mostly A's, but the one time we got a B, and he's like, "Oh my God, you guys did! Oh, you got a B."
That was
And I just love it.
Yep. Yep.
Kring, you played this too, didn't you?
Yeah, well, those of us with Xbox Ones, sorry, Luke, can get a free demo of this game. This was I don't know if you still can, but I know that last week you were able to, so I went and I downloaded that, and it plays like I don't know how far you are into the game, Brian, but you only get to do like I think 3, maybe 4 battles, and then it's done.
It's done.
It's like it's done, and it tells you that you can purchase the game. I think I put maybe an hour into it total. But no, it's the same style of humor that I love, and I'm just always blown away with their games because they're hilarious. But I was kind of thrown off by the combat as well. I was expecting to move my characters, select how I wanted them to attack, what they were going to do, but no, you just
you attack
a general area.
Spell. Yeah, it's not that.
And
it's a little confusing.
they just kind of do what they want when they get there.
Like the enemies all move and act at the same time too, so it can be real confusing to track who's hitting who and how much damage. It's just like enemy turn and then blah, and everyone moves and hits, and then
it kind of makes it a different sort of a strategy RPG because you don't get to like see the board while it's taking shape. It's just here's the board, and then all of a sudden the board is completely different, and you haven't seen how everybody moved individually.
I think that's a selling point for people who don't want the like super heavy strategy, though.
It will allow, especially with the enemy all moving at once, it will allow for definitely much easier gameplay, much quicker gameplay, I guess. Because that was some of the things I remember hating about Shining Force sometimes is when it's the beginning of a battle and you've got your people and you've moved them all, and there's like 37 enemies, and you have to watch each and every single one of them take their turn, and that's kind of cumbersome for.
This is very snappy.
For something that's supposed to be as lighthearted as this game is.
But yeah, it's good. I'm into it. I'll keep watching it. I'm not going to play it too much because I want them to finish it. So like I don't want to get like all burned out on it before they finish it and fully release it, but so far so good.
That's me too. I don't want to. I've decided I'm probably gonna pick this game up, but it's not gonna be.
I think it's $15 is full price, so it's not bad.
Oh, but I'll probably wait.
The music's real good
as well. Plus, I got that Switch thing coming up, so yeah.
Do you want to take a quick tally of who's like super stoked about the Switch? Because I know Kring is on the super stoked side.
I
think Kring's on the cautiously stoked side.
Yes, Maxwell is correct. I am.
There's a lot to not be excited about.
Well, okay, let's change this around. Who already has paid for the console?
Well, that'd be me.
Okay. So I mean, I think
That
you're
sounds like super stoked.
right. I would make the argument for that. I would
It's-
say
I'm
I
not-
am cautiously stoked.
It's that Zelda though. That's
Yeah.
I'm super stoked for that
Zelda and
game.
Mario.
No, just the Zelda game. I don't give a fuck about Mario right now. Just give me that Zelda.
I mean, when
I
you
need
got Super Mario Run, what do you really need the other Zeldas
Well-
for, or the other Marios for?
Yep.
Right. I mean,
They're basically the same
For-
game as far as it looks.
For I need the other Marios so that I don't feel like less of a man when I play against Tyler Everett.
oh well, it's true. You do get your ass whipped when you come to Tyler's Mario Land.
Father's Mushroom Kingdom.
That's right. So
Shots
real.
fired.
Yeah. Come at me. Bring me your Mario scores. I want to see them.
Get wrecked, Crane. Get wrecked.
I do every time I play Tyler.
I think I'll try. I'll see if I can beat Tyler this time. Oh nope, he beat me by 3 times the amount of coins.
He beat me by 3 times the coins. Screw it. Let's go play Vito.
Yeah, Mario Run's a good time. That's all I'll say about it because I've talked about it way too much. But yeah,
This is the first console from Nintendo that I'm somewhat interested in.
really?
Yeah, I may not buy it at release. May not buy it during the first 6 months, but I think if other games come out for it and it comes down in price a little bit, I might look into it.
I think a lot of people are going to check back in around Christmas, like when Mario Odyssey is due out.
Mm,
See how it looks
Yeah.
then.
Maybe when it's actually supply.
Because right now it'd be like I'd be paying $400 to play Zelda.
It's gonna be in supply for me, Luke. Just
that's
pre-order it. Just pre-order it, and then make sure that you tell everybody on Reddit that you pre-ordered it, so they can crap all over you for it.
they
Did that
really,
happen?
they really don't like when you do that.
They hate when you pre-order things.
You never admit to pre-ordering anything on Reddit.
You did
No,
what?
never.
You did what?
No,
Idiot.
I'm very excited for it, but there are things about it that make me cautious, like the whole I'm gonna have to have a smartphone app to talk to somebody. What is
That's real
that?
janky.
I'm used to using Turtle Beach headsets on my Xboxes for the last 2 generations so that I can hear game audio and chat audio at the same time, and now you're telling me I'm gonna have to have a separate headset plugged into my ear for chat. You have to have an app that'll run on your smart device, and that's how they're going to handle voice chat. It's not baked into the console.
Never mind.
It's broken and terrible. But then it's a Nintendo game, so I'll have 4 games for it, and 3 of them will be single player. So who cares?
Those peripherals are pretty expensive too.
Yeah.
Classic
They
controllers, $70.
Sorry, what are they called again?
The Joy-Cons?
Yeah, that's right. The Joy-Cons.
Yeah, the whole $50 a piece thing for that is kind of poor.
I was gonna say, Krang, don't forget this is the company that had you buy like a speakerphone to set on your living room table to chat with people with the Wii, right? Or the Wii U? Was it the Wii U?
Did they? I don't remember this.
Yeah, that's how it worked. You had to buy this thing. I think Animal Crossing used it.
They've been pretty backwards in that department for a while.
Yeah.
Ever.
I can't say I'm surprised. I'm a little surprised that they released a fucking tablet for a console and it's not gonna have a way to do voice chat simultaneously. But who knows? I mean, maybe Skype will get on there and we can use Skype and that'll be amazing because Skype is the best thing, right?
I feel like you're doing a thing.
Am I? Oh. Yeah. Well, anyway, instead of that, Luke, you and I played a little game.
Little game.
It's called Grand Theft Auto Online.
Yes.
Would you like to talk about it?
Yes. So, when this first came out for PC, I put many hours in this game. Steam says I have like 196 currently. And I think I started at like 180 before this week. So, quite a few hours into this game. love just going around killing people, making a bunch of money. I know they went through and added a whole bunch of new things. You can buy a company office now with garages to fill with company cars, with VIP missions and CEO missions. You can run a motorcycle club now. You can buy different shops to print money, make cocaine, make meth, grow weed. And then once those
Allegedly.
allegedly all that stuff, yes. Over time, they build up supply, and then you can hire other people in the map to escort all your supplies to a seller, and you make big bank.
Yep, this guy right here.
Oh, Mr. White.
I'll be
Yes.
your henchman.
The problem with that is that it's been out for 2 years now on PC,
Hmm.
something like that, and their servers are still god awful garbage.
Yeah. Boy, the load times sure are bad. I mean, I
They're
know there's
awful.
a lot of stuff in the game. It's huge. The world is enormous. All that stuff, but it still takes like it feels like it takes 10 minutes to get into a game at least.
Oh.
It can't be right, but it feels that way.
Well, the problem is it's not even loading the game world; it's connecting to a server.
Yeah.
Loading up single player, which is the exact same map for the most part, is near instantaneous. It seems like.
Yeah. I mean, I will say it's impressive. It's gotten better in the like when I hop in a car with you, of at least the past couple times I've played, it's been totally seamless. You know, like it's keeping up a lot better. Before it would do this weird thing where like the client wouldn't quite match up with what was going on in the server, and so on
Yeah.
my end it would look like you slammed into another car. When yours you're like, what? I'm fine. I didn't hit anything. That seems to be much better now. But
We
yeah,
had a lot of saving issues the other night when you and I were playing.
yeah, there was some weird stuff going on with. I was getting like notifications saying that saves failed to sync or something like that. But
I was getting the same thing the other day and a lot of today.
I mean, it's still a great game. It still looks gorgeous. That the CEO stuff was really fun. I know when you get in, you like to play the game a little different than I do. You know, you're all about cranking through missions and stuff, and that isn't as engaging for me. I kind of like just screwing around. So they kind of blended that with the CEO stuff. It happens in the real world where there's other players, and you still have to, you know, you have objectives and stuff, but other players can interfere with them, and I think that part makes it a lot more exciting for me.
It was definitely needed to the game for sure, because when it was released, you really didn't do anything in the actual game world. You had to go outside of it to do an actual mission, which was completely separate from the game. And this is all built in. You don't actually leave that map ever.
Right. It was instanced before.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep, you'd invite like the game map would be like a hub world kind of thing, and you could go around and kill people and steal cars and do the kind of basic stuff. But now but yeah, it was like you could invite people in, and then they'd all go into like a lobby, and then it would start an instanced mission for you to do. But now it happens in real time with everybody that's on the server at the time, and yeah, it's much better.
Yeah.
Has that led to a decrease? And I remember when I was big into playing this, it was if you were in the game world, you would get the people who were, you know, way into the game, who'd spent the millions and millions of dollars on all the like high-powered blow your shit up things. Have you noticed a decrease in the amount that you get just like tracked and killed for no reason because of this? Because now there's like a
rich kid
focus to
problem?
something with the rich kid problem.
Get your shark cards.
Because I remember feeling like that. Like you would spawn, and then all of a sudden, the same guy who had just killed you like 3 or 4 times is just like hunting people down and following people around. And every time they'd spawn, he'd kill them. And then you're just like, oh, this is not fun.
I didn't
There's a
notice it as bad.
lot less of killing random people.
Mhm.
But if you are
Yeah.
a CEO and you're trying to pick up supplies or something and bring them back to your warehouse, that gets notated on the map, and anyone else in the game will see that,
Right.
and they can go and blow up your supplies, and they get money and experience points for doing it.
Okay, and that's what I was getting at. Is this allowing those sorts of trolley individuals, I guess, to be more focused on a goal,
Yes.
so that like if you're just a general player out in the world just screwing off, they're not really gonna bug you so much.
That's not even trolly if they're getting money and XP for it.
Yeah.
Right.
It
It's
focuses
incentives.
the trolls into doing something that's actually part of the
Constructive.
game world.
hmm Yeah, and I think because you can send those invites out to anyone that's currently logged in, right? To like join your group.
Yeah.
So
You can do in the game world, friends and crew, I believe.
Gotcha. Yeah, so I think that's cut down a little bit. Currently, I didn't notice it as bad, but I think that's also a big, kind of luck of the draw thing. I may have just gotten a server
yeah.
that didn't have those kind of people on it at the time.
That could be, but it's exciting for me to hear that. At least it makes me hopeful because one of the things I love to do, like you said, Tyler, is just go into the game world, screw around, and not really have any focus. Let's go steal a helicopter and go fly it around and try to land it on buildings and
Mm-hmm.
be idiots about it. But
Yeah.
then, somebody who's tryhards the game is gonna just blow your stuff up every
Yeah.
time you try to do something.
It's annoying to be like dicking around on a dirt bike out in the mountains and have some asshole in a jet come by and just bomb you for no reason. Like,
Right.
"Oh, thanks, bro.
I know
Okay, sweet."
that, when we were playing back in the day, I wouldn't go anywhere without my armored car, specifically for that reason. But now I'm finding that I'm taking my race cars out, which are unarmored, because I am not getting attacked randomly. Yeah, I
So
would
there
say
you
the
go.
actual population has improved.
It's good stuff.
Me personally, I love the game. It's just frustrating when the servers are such garbage.
I hear you. Well, let's let Brian. Brian had the most. We're going to like bounce back and forth with Brian. Let him, get these all
Sure.
get these all out of his system. And mostly because I want to hear more about Fez.
What year is it?
Right?
Yeah. So I know Fez was a thing like 5 years ago. I was pretty heavy into the board game world and not so much the video games at the time, so I kind of missed it the first time around. I had a whole wide range of feelings about this game over the course of like 2 hours. Like, first, it had technical problems for me, like it was having some graphical issues and it like locked up going from one area to another when I tried to play it on Steam, but I also own it on Good Old Games, so I went there and I played it there. I took it into windowed mode and it ran fine. Like, the game's brilliant. The game, like, the design is just amazing. Like, it's a 2D platformer, but you can rotate it. Like, everything's basically a cube. Like, you can rotate it like 90 degrees over and over again. So the game plays on perspective very hugely. Like, if let's say you're walking on a ledge alongside a building, if the ledge is like, say, 8 or 9 units long, and then you rotate the camera to where you're looking at it from a different perspective, like looking head on instead of from the side, then all of a sudden it's a narrow little 1 unit ledge you're standing on, and you see the other side of the building, and it's brilliant. I do have some complaints. I think as much probably personal as anything. There are a lot of areas in the game. Like, you're going around and collecting these little cubes, and the more cubes you get, the more doors you unlock, the more areas you unlock. The problem for me is that every area is pretty small, and they're each kind of these isolated, self-contained little puzzles, and that's great. I love that. But every area's got 2 or 3 doors that leads to 2 or 3 other areas, and those each have 2 or 3 doors. So it's just a big tangled spider web, and I'm always lost. Like, I never know where I'm going when I go through a door. I've got this tendency to want to completely explore every branch of everything in a game before I move on to the next area.
Mm-hmm.
So this drives me crazy, because it's like, all right, door A or door B, and then each of those has 2 more doors to go, and I can't like, in a very structured way, go through and see everything, and that makes me crazy.
Yeah.
Well, if you have criticisms about this game, make sure you direct them to Phil Fish on Twitter.
Yeah, I'm going to give him a call. I hear he's real receptive to criticism. I foolishly looked up some stuff about the developer because I thought I remembered hearing like this guy had a breakdown and just got out of game development because I don't know, he had some problems. I'm like, poor fella. Let's go read about him. Well, sounds like he's just a giant asshole. I read a little bit about Twitter disputes and fights, and I read a quote where he told a journalist to compare your life to mine and then kill yourself. That kind of stuff.
Mhm.
Like this guy should be playing League of Legends at at 2 a.m. He's that guy. And I
Not that
guess
there's
he
not that
just
there's anything wrong with that. Everybody who plays League of Legends. Sorry.
he just quit game design. He was just like, all right, you guys are mean to me, so I'm taking Fez 2 and I'm going home. Fuck off.
Yeah. Yep.
He just like took his ball and left. And it's hard for me to like an artist or a movie or anything when I know the person's a giant dong, and I think this guy's a giant dong. So it's hard for me to enjoy the game, being like, this guy's a condescending piece of shit, but great game.
The
Yeah.
opinion of Brian does not necessarily reflect the opinion of Questlogcast.
No,
Moral.
but seriously,
Except
fuck
in this game,
Philfish.
in case when it does.
Yeah. So like,
Not necessarily.
It's brilliant, but like, I'm so impressed by the game design. Just, it's got some technical issues. Like every now and again, it locks up on me, or like I'm like climbing on vines is a key part of the game. All of a sudden, I couldn't climb anything anymore. I had to exit the game and reload it.
Weird.
Like it's just got a lot of nagging technical issues.
If people weren't so mean to him, maybe he could have fixed all those bugs.
That's true.
Maybe
should all
if he
look
was
in the
a
mirror, I
Shitty
think.
game designer, he would have fixed all the bugs.
And it's kind of neat because like my 5-year-old boy was watching me play, and he was seeing things in the game that I was missing. Like there's a stage where it's nighttime and like there's a thunderstorm. So every now and again you'll see flashes of lightning, and when the lightning flashes, you can see these like platforms that are invisible. But like when the lightning flashes, you can see them. And he was like, "Dad, there's one over here and there's one over there." I'm like, "How do you know that, buddy?" And it's raining in the game, and like the raindrops were hitting the invisible platforms and like splashing.
Cool.
I didn't see that at all, but he's like, "No, look, Dad, right there. There's one right there. Jump."
That's awesome.
Thought that was kind of neat. Like he doesn't usually care what I'm doing, but he watched me play Fez for like an hour. He was way into it. So
That kind of thing strikes me as, for being the way he is, that it like does something for his brain.
Yeah.
Like puzzles do.
well, and he plays a lot of Minecraft, and I think you talked about this before, Tyler. Like younger kids of this generation, kind of being raised on that kind of gameplay.
Yeah.
Everything's in 3D and everything's a cube, and I still struggle with that stuff a little bit. So it was
Mhm.
neat to see.
Yep. I think that Minecraft especially is going to be a thing that influences a lot of this kind of stuff for a long time.
Yeah.
And it is cool to see that kind of, that they're picking up on these small little visual cues and stuff that you're missing. That's a pretty neat thing. Should just sit him down in front of him, let him try it, see what he thinks. That'd be cool.
I think he would find the like platforming parts of it hard.
Ah, okay. Still
But
pretty
yeah,
cool.
I don't know if I'm going to stick with the game because it can be awfully frustrating. Like I said, I'm always lost in the game, and I don't know, some of the puzzles are clever in a way that's frustrating for me, and I can feel Phil Fish standing behind me and being like, "You fucking idiot! Come on, simpleton! I don't need this, Phil."
You can
don't
feel
need
his
this from you.
criticisms, yeah. Stupid
But yeah, I'm glad I played it.
face. Yeah, cool. Well, Kring, you still there? Did you fall asleep on your couch, buddy?
How dare you? When I stay awake for this show, I'm awake for the whole show. I'm a professional, Tyler.
Okay, well, that's good because
Well, maybe he was just making toast.
I wouldn't want anyone else to tell me about Red Dead Redemption but you. I picked you.
Why me? Why did you pick me?
Because I heard you played it this week or over the past 2 weeks or at some point recently.
This morning.
Oh, there you go.
Like, I decided I was gonna start anew in Red Dead Redemption. Played the first probably played about 2 hours this morning. Kicked the snot out of 3 other dudes in poker. Yeah, witness me.
GG.
And
Was it
played
5-card draw?
through a few of the missions. I forgot how much this game did a good job at creating the world. It's been a long time since I played it, and the world in Red Dead Redemption feels more alive than any of the GTAs I think I've ever played, because the characters, like everything that's going on in the world, feels more real, whereas GTA always felt like a caricature of the real world. This feels like you are actually transported back in time to this time, and into this place. And
My
everything
last
just
memories of GTA where
was good.
everyone's just kind of like sarcastic and shitty, and it's got this edge to it constantly. Maybe that's what you're talking about.
yeah, no, that's it, it's that um yeah, it's probably that. The fact
GTA
that
GTA is satire. Like
Yeah.
it's
Everyone's either an asshole or someone that the assholes are preying on.
mhm.
Everything's greatly exaggerated in that game. It's just what it does.
and the people who aren't assholes are like the most bleeding heart people you've ever met in your entire life, that are super into yoga and free range living,
It's
basically.
stylistically designed to be that way.
It's so dense.
Damn it, Luke.
Yeah, no,
Am I wrong?
Kring's right about Red Dead. It's definitely got a more serious tone to it. You definitely feel like there's still a little bit of that. There's still some wackiness to the Wild West that Rockstar
Like
has
the
created.
opening train cutscene when
Yeah,
you're on the train, and what the women are talking about their politics. They're talking about how the native people, well, they may have lost their land, but they've gained access to the kingdom of heaven. And I was like, what?
I don't know that that's so
It's a
much.
good deal.
I don't know if that's so far out there, but
I
it's
don't think it is. But
Yeah,
still kind of wacky to hear, at least
we're
in this
civilizing those savages
hmm
day.
for their own good.
Calling them savages, and then you hear the preacher talk to the girl, and she's like, I'm so confused, because sometimes it can seem like people are doing bad when they're actually trying to do good. And the priest is like, it can be confusing, that's why all you have to do is just ask me when you're confused. And I'm like, wait, what?
Once again, I don't think you're straying
Once
too far from.
Yep. Nothing about that
Once
sounds
again.
exaggerated at all.
Probably not that far from the truth at the time, but feels real weird today,
Or now.
or no in some cases.
Hmm.
But I liked that, like, so the first time after you leave, what's her face's, what's her name, Betty,
Sure.
starts with a B, Bonnie
Bonnie.
McFarlane's ranch, and you have to go visit the marshal. So I'm just, taking my horse, and I'm going to see the marshal, and all of a sudden I just see a random dude come across another random dude, and random dude number one kills random dude number two, and then starts to flee, and I'm like, nah, you're not going anywhere. I shoot that guy dead, and then I loot both their corpses. Felt very GTA, but the way that it happened felt more real.
There's
don't
there's a shocking reality to it, because like in GTA, when you murder somebody in the street, it feels kind of like, okay, this is a video game, and like the cops eventually show up and whatever. But in Red Dead, when that happens, like you're in the middle of the desert or just on some back road, and there's no like, it feels like it's not so far fetched that some real dirt got done.
It,
Back then,
it does
you
a
know?
real good job of making
Right.
it feel like the Wild West.
Yeah.
We got to have some law.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I'll ever forgive Rockstar for not putting this game on PC.
Yeah, we might have to keep saying that, because they might not be putting the second one on PC either.
They have to.
Do they though?
have to, yes.
Luke, you've looked at the chart that shows how much money they've made from GTA on consoles versus PC. So,
You just got to get a
do they,
PlayStation
though?
4 and then subscribe to PlayStation Now. Boom.
Yeah, just jump through a bunch of hoops.
2 hoops. It's 2
Bunch of-
hoops.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this. I saw some sales data. There are 75 million Xbox Ones and PS4s in homes across the world. So, I
A lot
mean,
of boxes.
that's a lot of boxes. I don't really think they give a shit about PC.
Well, they must.
I don't know.
Do they, though?
GTA 5 came out on PC.
Yeah.
And then we're getting into the difficulty of like porting it, which I don't know anything about the details. It might be that Red Dead's really difficult for some reason for them to port.
The first Red Dead it was basically broken, and they had to get there's a whole story about they had to get like it's basically like Grandma's Boy, where they had to get some super high profile company or something to come in and completely fix the game in order for them to even make it playable and be able to sell it. It was completely broken, and for them to go and try to put it on PC is impossible.
The difference now is that these games are all designed and built and made on PCs first. Like,
Right.
and for all intents and purposes, an Xbox One and a PS4 are essentially PC. They're,
Mhm.
they're. It's not totally fair to call them that, but they're built on almost the same type of architecture. It's not so far
Very,
a
very
leap.
similar now.
Right. So, I don't know. I don't know that they're going to be able to use it's going to be real hard to port excuse for this next one.
Well, it can't be profitable for them, otherwise they do it.
It's true.
You know,
I again, like what Kring said is, I guess I'll have to concede that that's a fair reason to not bring the first one to PC, but the second one, if it's confirmed coming out for PS4 and Xbox One, there's no reason not to. I'm sure it will. It's just
Rockstar
gotta-
clear-
they gotta
I think it's a
dangle
matter of
that-
plan.
yeah. Yeah, it might be a year or two after the initial release when they've already made their money and they can give their developers something to do in the off season, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah,
But I do know
That's-
that Red Dead Redemption's a damn good game, and I played a lot of it the first time around, but I never completely finished it. And I think, Lord willing, if I can get it done before the Switch comes out, I will finish this game. But if the Switch comes out before it's done, well, sorry, not sorry, but I am finishing that.
yeah. That's understandable because, yeah, we're going to be talking a lot about Zelda when that happens. So. Cool. Well, Brian,
Yeah, baby.
what in the hell is 2064 read-only memories?
What the hell is 2064? It's an adventure game I got in a Humble Bundle.
Okay.
It's kind of a throwback to the old NES era adventure games like Shadowgate, Deja Vu, point and click adventure,
Okay.
where you've got like static screens that you're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, there we go. The story, it's basically iRobot.
Oh, okay.
Essentially, like it takes place in the future. There's a prominent researcher who was killed, and this robot AI he was working on was like his secret project, and it comes to find you to help like track down the killer or the kidnapper. It's that kind of vibe. It's it's iRobot without Will Smith or vintage 2004 Converse. Yeah, it's like the voice acting's good. I'm not into the setting, the whole like future like cybernetics and AIs and robots setting, but it seems good at what it does so far. I don't know if I'll stick with it. It's another one of those games where I try it and I can play it for a few hours and enjoy it, but then a couple days later, when I'm looking for something to play, I don't know if I'll reach for it.
Gotcha.
It's been a restless gaming week for me.
Yeah, it looks charming. I'm watching a video of it now, and it's got that cute kind of look
Weird.
to it. Yeah,
It's weird.
but yeah, I don't know.
It's a neat one of those if you like those.
Sure.
You compared it to Deja Vu.
Yep.
Is
That's
it
the thing very much.
is it like a mystery like Deja Vu is, or is it?
Yeah, there's a kidnapping you have to sort out.
Okay. Because I was a real big fan of the Deja Vu games, but I don't know if it's because I was a fan of the Deja Vu games or if I would be a fan of the genre in general.
If you'd be a fan of it today.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might still be part of the $1 Humble Bundle. So
Oh, Brian does love a Humble Bundle.
I think it's worth checking out. I don't know if I'll stick with it, but I think it's a well-made one of these.
I remember being pretty into the Sam and Max games when I was a kid.
I never played those, but I know of them. Yep. It's a similar kind of thing where you've got an inventory and you're, using or hitting or, you've got commands at the bottom of the screen.
Do you want to use the duct tape on the door or whatever for some reason? Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Yep.
It's cool. Art style's kind of neat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's decent.
Well, that's cool. 2064 out now. Go get it. Put it on you. Get it. Put it on you. All right, guys. Well, continuing our what year is it thing here. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about a game called Rust. So,
Rust.
yeah, I think we and a warning for anyone watching along. There's some blurred nudity happening in the thing because that it wouldn't be Rust without it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the odd one out here.
Would not be
I'm
Rust
going
without
for
hanging
not
some
really
dong.
Rust.
Yeah. So some things have changed. We all played Rust
Whoa,
when it was
there were also blurred
lady parts. Yeah.
lady parts.
Mhm.
You can be a lady in Rust now?
Yeah, I know this is the wieners flapping around game. That's most of what I know about it.
Well, Brian, then you know a great deal about this game.
You know all you need to know.
Go on.
So in Rust, you start out. Now, here's one of the things they've changed. So I guess we should start by saying we all played this real hardcore when it came out back in like 2014. I want to say around that time.
Yes.
Did
Yeah,
that
and then
resemble what I'm
2013.
seeing on the screen now?
Yeah, pretty. It was pretty close. Except for it was all dudes, and you start off completely naked with a rock. That is the premise of Rust. And with that, you go and smack your rock on stuff to gather other resources, and eventually make yourself clothes and weapons and things of that sort. Until
Survival game. Yep.
yeah, tis a survival game. You have to eat. You have to stay out of the radiation. You got to stay healthy. Those are your things. So they've completely gutted that and remade it, and now your character is randomized. There's no character creation screen. So I'll let you go ahead and speculate on what that does to my brain, Brian.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so it just takes your Steam ID and uses that to randomize your character, and you may be a lady, you may be a tiny little Asian man, you may be, whatever you want, but you start off naked no matter what. We all come into this world the same way, and such is the world of Rust. So
This game has
these people
changed
just
a
appear
lot
fully
since the
formed?
last time we played, though.
it sure has. Sorry, what was that, Brian?
Are these people just appearing in the wild fully formed and confused?
Yeah. Yep. We don't really know why. There's parts of the world that are like irradiated and broken down. Like any signs of civilization are pretty much in ruin. And you
Gotcha.
literally wake up. You start off asleep and you wake up and you are naked and alone, or sometimes not alone. Sometimes other people will be right there with you, and immediately a fight breaks out with two people swinging rocks at each other like this. And
Yep. We've had some rock fights.
yeah, it's crazy. People come together and build settlements. It's an online game, I should mention, I guess. Other players, and what do you say about Rust? It's fun, kinda. Like there's something really exciting about the game being so dangerous and not giving a shit about you. Like the game doesn't give a shit about you at all. Like you don't get told anything. There's no hand holding. There's a crafting menu and you can kind of figure that out. at your leisure. You can scavenge for stuff, but eventually, if you don't eat, you'll die. And eventually, if you get too exposed and wet and cold, you'll die. And eventually, other players will find you, and you will die. So, the game's all
Basically, you're gonna die in Rust.
yeah. You will die in Rust for sure.
This sounds like a best played with friends.
Yes.
Correct. Yes.
Yes.
But I did have some fun dicking around by myself the other night. But yeah.
The best part about Rust for me was, even though we could get to what we deemed at the time to be like the pinnacle of the game, we had several bases, all sorts of gear, top level gear. Always, we were able to pretty much run shit on a server that we were on. If you got caught out and you weren't paying attention and a bear came up and hit you, you're still going to die.
Mhm.
And then you lose all that gear that you had on you, and you're going to spawn somewhere naked, and you're still going to be screwed for a
Mhm.
hot minute.
In the wild,
Better-
there is no healthcare.
That's
No
right.
matter how geared up you were, being in the wilderness, you were always looking over your shoulder.
Correct.
And such is the case of Rust in 2017 as well. So they've vastly improved the crafting system. You can make a ton of stuff now. There's all kinds of cool ways that people like they added a way you can paint on boards and stuff. So people will make these signs and paint their clan names on them, or paint a sign that says "fuck off," or like,
Or dongs.
yeah, just dongs out.
Sounds intense.
It is. It's a hostile world, Brian. But I found
Yeah.
some fun in it. I mean,
No, thank you.
it's certainly not something I think you would enjoy at all. But but I did have fun in it.
You can throw spears now. I'm
Mhm.
seeing.
You can
Dang.
throw
It's
you can throw pretty much anything. Yeah. You can throw
a
your
single player or co-op experience, that's fine. But when you start adding PvP to that,
It goes
Yes.
both ways. Like you find out some stuff about yourself while you're playing Rust, and like one of the things they added is you can like when you kill a boar, for example, like a wild pig or a deer or whatever. Once you kill it, then you gotta smack it a bunch of times to like harvest the stuff out of it. You get bones and you get meat and you get.
that's how that works, right?
Yeah, you just
You
smash
just
it
keep
up.
hitting the pig until all the organs come out.
So all the good stuff comes out. You filter through it all, and then you pick it up and eat it.
Is it
So that's
is
how
it still
bacon's
chicken
made.
breasts?
No. And that's what I was gonna get to. You can do that with people now. So, when I was playing
Go
it, I was having a real hard time finding anything to eat, and I happened upon a sleeper. There was a guy he loaded the game up, and he was waiting to click the button that says "wake up," and I came by and just beat the shit out of his brains, and then beat the shit out of his corpse, and fried up his goodness and ate it for sustenance.
All right.
So that's
It's Rust, everybody.
That's Rust, everybody.
Well, I mean, is it still chicken breasts, or does it say it's
No,
human
no,
meat
it
now?
tells you it's human meat. You get that hunger.
See, I like the chicken breast thing though, that you would kill a pig and you would collect chicken breasts from it. I like the quaintness of that.
There was a lot of homeliness to the original alpha
Right, it
version.
was-
There was a lot of charm to that build.
It was charmingly bad.
So anyway, Rust is cool. If you guys ever wanted to get in there and dick around again, I think it would be a good time. But
Pun intended.
yeah, no, but
Yeah. Show title.
yeah, there you go.
Me personally, I
Just
love the
dicking
time
around in
that I
Rust.
spent in Rust, but I don't know that I could ever go back to it.
Luke, if you continue to do the me personally thing throughout this show, I'm gonna fucking strangle you.
What are you talking about? Let's give me my personal opinion.
Shout out to Red Letter Media. Your podcast thing is real cute. God damn it.
I am with Luke though. I feel like my time in Rust is time that I loved and time that I will always look back on fondly. But I feel like At this point, the game has become so complicated that the half the charm of Rust was the simplicity of it, and it feels like to me now one of those. I know Maxwell says this all the time, but lightning in a bottle.
Well, and to like, if
you're-
all of this stuff was available while we were super into it, and it hadn't taken them, X amount of years to get to here, then yeah, I think maybe because this is exactly the kind of stuff we were asking for. Like, there's farming in the game
Right.
now. There's fishing, I think, in
Right.
the game now. Like, there's all of these extra things that they always wanted to put in. They're here, and it's just we've moved on.
It just took them too long, and,
Yeah.
and we were done. And now it's here we are, 4 years
games that
after
are
the
in
game came out, and it's
Early
still
access
in,
for years.
Yeah, still early access.
I feel like we peaked in the game.
Yeah, I think so too.
We ran a
Time
server.
is
We
over.
had the best everything. I don't want to start over.
And the that's kind of goes to a completely different discussion now. The problem with these early access games is we were the target audience. We got way into this game, played the crap out of it for months. God, for months it was every single night. It's getting on Rust, playing with Luke and Tyler, and but now it's not a game I will probably ever pick up, and it's not even finished yet.
That's why I'm not going to get too far into Pit People, because I don't want to get burned
Yep.
out on it before it's done.
Yep.
I played enough to know I'm excited about it. It's going to be cool, and then I'll come back and check on it every now and again.
Well, that is a fantastic segue into my last game, if I may.
Yeah,
So I did go through and I finished up, quote unquote, Astroneer finished up. So there's no real ending to the game because it is just a survival game, but I built up my base on my starting planet. I built a spaceship. I visited a few other planets, colonized it, and decided, well, this is endgame for me.
hang on, Luke. Kring's dying.
Are you good,
Sorry,
Tim?
I thought I hit the mute button there. I'm sorry, guys.
Help me, God!
Yeah, so I feel like I basically finished the pre-alpha. Thoroughly enjoyed everything that I played into it, and I cannot wait to see what else they do with this game, what else they put into it.
Did you go back to it? Because I thought it had locked up on you real bad, and you were like, all right, I'm done for now.
Yes, so at one point I decided to circumnavigate my planet, lost my base, found it after several hours, got real bad performance while on the planet, and then as I got back to my base, all of a sudden my spaceship and a couple of rovers I had fell right through the planet. Basically wasted several hours worth of resource gathering for me. So yeah, I
Damn.
took a step back from it for a little bit, but decided, no, I want to go through. I'm going to finish this. This is just a minor setback. Basically said, what would Matt Damon do? And the answer was,
Those are words we could all live by.
yeah, I get back out there and find a solution to it. You get off that planet.
Get your goddamn spaceship back. That's right.
That's right. So I built a brand new spaceship and found more resources
spaceship.
on it. But yeah, very, very cool concept. I like that it's multiplayer. I hear it's cross-platform as well. So looking forward to it. It's still pre-alpha, but yeah.
Do you think there's, like, what more are they going to add? Do you know what they've got in store for it?
If you would have asked me like a week and a half ago, yes, I knew back then, but I have since forgotten.
So-
Sounds like
Follow-
it's going to be good.
It's going to be great.
Follow
be
up question: are you going to care about this when it's in full release?
I don't know.
Do you think you will?
I want to, yes. That's why I didn't go through and colonize every single planet and put 50, 60 hours into this game, because I do want to see what it looks like in regular alpha and beta and finally release. I want to see this game grow and develop and change.
Do you think multiplayer is going to add a lot to it? Like, are there challenges to overcome or enemies? Like, I'm trying to figure out what the angle is for multiplayer, other than just harvesting your stuff faster.
Well, as of right now, that's it.
Okay.
But yeah, as they go through, and I'm assuming they'll have different creatures. There might be actual farming in game, and hopefully they have some sort of like internal base, because everything right now is you're outside in your suit. I want an actual base that I can get out of my suit and explore and have stuff inside. I think that'd be really cool.
Right. Change into your pajamas.
Yeah.
Fry up an egg. Yeah.
Yeah. Fire up Netflix, put on Martian. It'd be great.
Turn on your toaster oven, make some toast.
I don't want to burn myself.
Yeah, don't want to burn yourself flipping it.
There it is.
All right.
Luke, I have a question for you about this.
Yes.
Is this basically the game you wish No Man's Sky would have been?
Didn't you ask me this 2 weeks ago?
Did I?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I forgot, just like you did. So
You swore an oath.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Do I
no.
wish this was No Man's Sky? I definitely wish that there was features from Astroneer in No Man's Sky, and I wish there was features in No Man's Sky that are in Astroneer.
Yeah, we did put a formal ban on No Man's Sky, I think.
Yeah.
in the last-
And we did say it's 2017, no more No Man's Sky.
I think we retired it.
I don't recall this, so I'm gonna say that that's fake news, and I'm not gonna believe it. Alternative facts.
But I
Gotta
did
keep it
hear a
coming.
rumor that there's going to be another big patch coming in No Man's Sky, so we might be talking about No Man's Sky again real soon.
No, we won't,
We might be.
because I was just reminded of an oath we swore.
I don't remember that.
I don't recognize your oath. All right. Well, I'm done talking about No Man's Sky because I need Brian to tell me about Crosscode.
Crosscode.
Yeah, what is it?
It's a Brian game. It's a 16-bit Super Nintendo looking game. It's got sort of a fake MMO thing going on. If you remember the Dot Hack games for the PlayStation 2.
I remember them
Dot Hack?
existing. Yeah.
Yeah, they existed.
I've heard of them.
It was the same kind of a thing. It was like a single-player game, but it was set up in a like a faux MMO environment. This is that kind of a thing as well. Like there's some story around like, hey, this is a game for everyone, but it's real for you. Kind of thing going on. The combat is real fast and twitchy. There's a lot of dashing and dashing and hitting and getting away and ranged attacks, as you can see in the video there.
It's pretty.
It is pretty. I like the look of it. Again, like I had a few hours with it. I had a couple of sessions, and it's good, but it's not really compelling me to. Like I'm not excited to pick it back up and get back at it.
Do you remember how much money it costed you?
I think it's $19.99.
Whew.
Yeah, it's got a big old skill tree. You can spec into more melee or ranged or like defensive abilities. It's neat. It's well made.
I mean, I'm not gonna pay $20 for graphics like that, but
There it
No,
is.
it's not worth it. I think I'm just restless and I don't know. I'm in a grouchy old man phase for my games right now. I keep coming back to my comfy old slippers of Darkest Dungeon and Stardew Valley.
and a little game called Heroes of the Storm. I don't know if we've ever mentioned that on the show before.
Yeah, we've had some ups and some downs lately, haven't we?
Mostly downs.
I had that one night where I got all 3 MVPs in every game we played. I should have just uninstalled it and given it up because
Yeah.
it's not going to get better than that.
Best Ariel and
Done. Shut it down.
Kring, how many games did you lose in a row?
Well, Luke, if you must ask, it was 11.
11.
It was 11 games in a row.
Over what kind of time span are we talking about?
One night and then the next night.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I decided I was gonna just start playing some other heroes that I don't normally play. Played a lot of Thrall. Really dig Thrall. I don't know why I hadn't ever really played him, but then I played a few other heroes. I was like, I'm gonna level some people up, and lost 11 straight games. And switched to Nova, won 3 straight.
Yeah,
Always
sometimes you gotta go
be
back to your
Nova.
comfort.
Always be Nova.
Yeah, I've fallen back in love with the game. Not that I don't know if I've ever not been in love with the game since it came out, but
There are ebbs and flows.
yeah, for sure. And I'm really super into it right now. Even with having to tag along for Kring's spectacular losing streak,
Oh god, it was bad.
I still remain optimistic. And even when the game seems to hate us, I keep coming back to it. It's my it's my bread and butter.
It's your go-to.
My PB and J. Yeah.
Hey, I have my orange kitty on my lap and he's purring real loud. Is that
Yeah.
getting picked up?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Sure is. Just
All right. So long, pumpkin. Carry on.
That's a show title. So long, pumpkin.
Yep.
that's perfect. Yeah. What were we talking about? Here's the Storm. So I think
What a segue opportunity,
Yeah.
Tyler.
yeah. Punch your orange kitty right out of here and let's talk about some MOBAs. No, I think part of what is getting me so hyped up for playing the game is watching the game. On
Yeah.
the stream right now, I've got one of the matches from HGC, the Heroes Global Circuit, Heroes Global Championship. God, I should know what that's called. It's HGC.
Home and Garden Center.
Channel.
Basically,
Film.
Blizzard, it's Heroes of the Storm Global Championship. There you go. Blizzard basically has straight up sponsored a full league at this point. There's a full season of competitive Heroes that's going to get played out over the next year, and it's going to culminate in a big BlizzCon finals, just like always. But they're going to have smaller tournaments and regular play every weekend. So last week was the first week of it.
Well, this is going to be every weekend.
Yeah, I think there's like a couple. Yeah, right. I think there's a couple bye weeks, but yeah, like last weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, there was pro teams playing Heroes. This weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, there's pro teams playing Heroes. So it's
Yeah, I watched a couple of games.
yeah,
real
it's,
good.
It's really cool. It goes on for hours, so you can just tune in whenever.
They've really upped the production too. Like they're really
Yes,
way better than last year.
They have
Are
contracted
they?
casters that are going to consistently be on. These personalities that are like I've watched some behind the scenes interviews and stuff, and they keep talking about building stories for these teams, so trying to like help people understand who they are and what their strengths are, and kind of get these different storylines going for them. It's really cool. It's working for me. Luke, I think you dig it, even though I know you're not so much into playing the MOBAs anymore. I know you got really into competitive League of Legends for a while, and like
Yeah.
the production quality is real solid on this.
Yeah, Riot did it first.
GG Blizz.
Yeah, I'm just so burnt out on the whole MOBA scene. Even
Yeah.
just watching the tournaments. I'm sure they're fantastic. I'm sure the production quality is great. We watched some of them together, but
Mhm.
I don't know. It doesn't really do anything for me anymore.
Luke would rather terraform shitty-looking planets.
Yeah.
Or watch people
Yeah.
race in Mega Man, I guess. Which is
I
fine.
respect you,
Don't
Luke.
you
Nothing wrong.
diss Mega Man races?
Or,
I
or
enjoy
drive
it. Drive a what?
Was that Kring? What kind of jab
Or-
you gonna
or-
throw me?
or drive a car into a ball.
Yeah, Rocket League. Sure, you
Yeah.
did watch some Rocket League. But anyway, yeah. So Heroes Global Championship. I'm way into it. I'm way into the game. We don't know what the next hero is again. That's a big mystery again. We just got Valera, who is a WoW rogue, and I played
Warcraft assassin.
I played a shit ton of rogue when I played World of Warcraft. So she's really cool to me.
Yeah, when she goes into stealth, she makes the
Mhm.
noise.
When she uses cheap shot, it makes the I can't do it, but it makes the exact same sound. It's real good.
Can you try again though?
Yeah, no.
It sounded more like Donald Duck taking a poop.
It's 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 what it sounds when you cheap shot someone. Donald Duck taking a poop.
Sounds like a noise
Science.
Jar Jar Binks would make.
That's below the belt.
Yeah. You're better than that, Luke.
You're You're invoking
Ralph?
prequels.
So we don't have a ton of news this week, but I'll segue our Heroes talk right into that. Heroes of the Dorm 2017 has been announced. So
What is Heroes of the Dorm?
I'm glad you asked, Luke. Heroes of the Dorm is is a huge esports tournament for Heroes of the Storm in which they get college teams together to compete for scholarship money. So it's not just glory and regular ass dollars on the line here. It's your future, kids. Pick up Heroes of the
I think
Storm
they're,
today and get your college paid for.
Aren't they restricting it more than last year? Because I know last year they had some like pro players who were like, "Yeah, I'm going to take basket weaving at ASU. I go to the school now."
Right. Yeah, I think they're gonna crack down on that a bit.
I remember that feeling real shitty last year.
Right.
Wasn't there just one team that just dominated the entire?
Yeah,
Series.
Arizona State pretty much ran the table.
Yeah, Michael Udall and what's the name of the other guys? Akaface. Can't remember. I can't
Boy,
remember. All
Tyler,
of them.
how do you feel having to say Akaface?
It's silly. I like that. Michael Udall's my boy because he's just going by his name. I think that's pretty rad. So, but yeah, he's playing on Gale Force Esports, and they just kicked the shit out of Team Naventic, which made me
Yeah.
real happy last weekend on HGC. So, anyway, Heroes of the Dorm's happening. It was exciting to watch last year. They actually did like a full March Madness bracket for it. I thought that was
My
really cool.
bracket was terrible.
Yeah,
It
I
got
mean,
tore right clean apart.
but that was kind of fun, right? Like I get.
Oh
Why,
yeah,
I never used to understand why sports people would get all excited about stuff like that because it just seems silly to me. But I get it now. Like it's finally something I care about. So, putting together a bracket and trying to guess who's going to be awesome is pretty fun.
with the March Madness, people get so into it because it literally is madness. Like there's 16
Literal
games.
Sanity.
There's like 16 games played on the first day and 16 games played on the second day. There's like games going on everywhere. So many games, and
Picking
you got-
brackets gives you a reason to care about who wins,
cor-
when you otherwise wouldn't.
right. We've got George Mason playing against Central Michigan University. Who gives a shit? But the bracket makes you care.
Yep. So I hope they do all that again. I'm sure they will. It's worth noting that the HGC site is phenomenal now. Like it has a ton of awesome schedule. Like it has all the scheduling. It has when they're live. It has the VODs from all of the tournaments. So I'm sure they're going to apply that to the Heroes of the Dorm competition. It should be cool. I couldn't find any other news and Kring will be the only person that cares about this. Kring, are you there? Are you listening?
I'm here.
Frog Fractions 2. It's a thing.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up. That's you mean the sequel to the Frog Fractions game that you made me play?
Yes.
Is that what we're talking here?
Yes.
Oh, Tyler. Okay, well, I mean, let's not get into this too much because next week we're talking about some Frog Fractions.
That's
Yeah.
the hidden game within a game, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Frog Fractions is the
this
most
is real
insane.
good.
It's the most insane thing I've ever played, and if you look it up, if people are good, you just see comments that are like, "You just play it," because really, you just have to kind of experience it. It's ridiculous.
There's really no way to even remotely begin to explain. It starts off and you think it's like just this educational game, and it's not. It's totally batshit in every single conceivable way. And
Yeah, what's it buried in this time? Something Grove, Glitter Grove, or something like that.
I don't know. You'll have to research it. It's yeah, Glitter Mitten Grove. There you go.
Yep.
Back when they announced it, they said you won't know you won't know when it's released. When Frog Fractions 2 exists, you won't know it because it won't be called Frog Fractions 2.
It's a little harder to play that, that gag a second time, isn't it? Wasn't it this, like stealthy release the first time where it was a big secret and there was like a trail of breadcrumbs on the internet to try to find this hidden game.
Mm-hmm.
And doing it a second time, I don't know if you can keep going back to that well and have the same magic.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I don't care though, because seriously, play Frog Fractions.
Yeah, it's if you haven't played Frog Fractions, you won't understand our excitement. Like, you seriously just play it, and then you'll get why we give zero shits about whether or not they're trying to go back to the well too many times. This isn't like a Super Mario Brothers game. Like, if they tried to go back and redo Super Mario Brothers from the NES, like exactly like it was on the NES, people wouldn't really give as many shits. But this is something so off the wall and completely different that it doesn't matter. They could go back to this again and again and again, and every single time I'm gonna want to see what sort of deranged, messed up crap they throw at me.
And you might be right, Maxwell. It might be overselling it. It may have the charm because I found it just stumbling upon it by reading about it on Reddit or something like that. And I remember showing Krang and being like, "Here, just play this." And he's like, "What are you making me play?" I'm like, "I don't. Stop asking me questions. Shut up and play this fucking game." And yeah, that was I don't know. Maybe it is lightning in a bottle. Maybe it's not going to work a million times, but I'm gonna try it.
I'm still gonna play it. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Anybody else got anything they want to unearth this week?
Did we talk about a Switch?
We did a little.
'Cause-
Yeah, we talked a little bit about Switch, Krang.
Because I'm excited for a Switch. I don't know if you know this.
How much longer do we have? What, a month? A month and a
5
couple days?
weeks. 5 weeks.
That's true. I'm excited about it too. I really want to play The Legend of Zelda. What's it called? Breath of the Wild. That's what I want to do. I want to get Wild Breath.
Well, Tyler, when I pick it up on my birthday, you can come over to my house and watch me play it.
Okay. Deal.
But I'm not going to give you a turn.
Okay.
Eat shit if you think you're getting a turn.
I just like watching.
It's his birthday.
Oh boy. Well, I say that we should probably start wrapping it up. Wrap it right up. So we're gonna wrap it up. Thanks for listening to Questlog. You can find our show every week on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, or stream right from questlogcast.com. You can follow us on Twitter at questlogcast. You can email the show and we'll read it, mail@questlogcast.com. Thanks to Visager for the intro and outro music. You can find more of his great music at visager.bandcamp.com. And that's going to do it for me. Any of you guys got any parting words for our adoring fans? Not all at once.
Chicken is not vegan.
Chicken is not vegan. Sorry, Mike.
Nope.
Eggplant stew is not good. Sorry, Mike.
Side note, Mike made these sweet Questlog stickers for Brian
Yes.
for his birthday, and they're the coolest thing. I've got one on my computer right now. Hold on, here you go. I'll give you a little, there it is, right on the old PC there.
Nice.
So, yeah. Ignore that there's a pillow on top of my computer to try to make it quieter. I don't know if that showed up.
I saw the pillow. I wasn't going to say anything, though.
Trying to smother
Tyler's
that son of a
sleeping at his
bitch.
computer again.
Yeah.
Tyler's jank ass setup.
Oh, man.
We're professionals.
Yep. That's the kind of stuff I do for the show. Alright, man. Thanks, everybody. We'll catch you guys next week.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
That is a wrap. Good work.
Tyler, I appreciate that you put a pillow on your PC.
That was pretty awesome.